Welcome to my channel, the Demigodtarot. Today I'm doing a pick a card reading to see what it is that they find attractive about you. Today the reading is just what they find attractive about you, not specifically physically. It's just anything that somebody might find attractive about you. It could be a crush, it could be just a random stranger, it could be your person if you're in a relationship, right? It's just trying to see what it is that they find attractive about you, personality traits, maybe some physical stuff. It's just seeing what they find attractive about you, right? If for whatever reason this does resonate with you, I would greatly appreciate if you were to subscribe, like, comment, share. Other than that, if you would like to donate, I also have links down below. If you would like to book a reading, you can book it through Etsy or through Instagram. If you DM me, I won't DM you first, but if you DM me, I will go ahead and respond. I also have my email down there if you want to contact me that way. Other than that, let me get into the three piles. So pile number 1 is going to be the horse. Pile number 2 is going to be the peacock, and pile 3 is going to be the vulture. There are 3 piles. Go ahead and choose the card that goes ahead and connects with you the most. Intuitively pick. Don't pick the one that you think is the prettiest. Go ahead, close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, open your eyes, and go ahead and see which one calls to you the most. Other than that, I'll see you in your piles. If you went ahead and picked the horse, then you made it to the right pile. I am going to go ahead and tell you what I got off the oracle cards, and then I'm going to get into tarot. But first, I'm going to tell you what I went ahead and channeled while I was going ahead and shuffling the oracle cards. So what do they find attractive about pile 1? Sorry if I feel a little bit dazed. It's just that the sun is in my eyes, and I should have probably picked a better spot to record. So what do they find attractive about pile 1? I feel like pile 1, they view you as deep / mysterious, somebody that's not surface level, somebody that can get deep in conversation, or maybe different kind of things. Maybe you're somebody that's layered. I feel like you're somebody that's picky. When you go ahead and pick your friends or pick somebody to be in a relationship, I feel like you're rather a picky person. You're hard to get. I feel like you're not somebody that just opens up naturally to everybody. I feel like you're very selective on who you choose to tell certain things to. Something about your hair, regardless if you're a girl or a guy, something about your hair. I'm also getting curly hair for some reason. So if you are somebody with curly hair, that's what they find really attractive about you. Now, I will say that if something doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It is a general reading, so if it doesn't connect with you in whatever kind of way, just let it slide. Only take what resonates and leave whatever doesn't behind. Something about your communication. I feel like you're very good with your words. Maybe you have a very broad vocabulary. If it's not that, then it's just your voice. Something about your voice, the tone of your voice, whether it's very high-pitched, whether it's kind of raspy, whether it's very deep. There's something about your voice that they just, like to listen to. Uncovers layers. So yeah, I feel like once somebody feels like they get to know you, they're still dang, I just learned something new about them, and I just felt like I got to know them. And then some time passes, and then they find something else, and they're like, dang, I didn't know that. So it's just you're somebody that keeps on uncovering different layers to yourself, right? Whether it's friends or relationship or family, they're just I don't know who this person is, because I keep on thinking I know them, and every time I think I know them, I just uncover new things about them. Prize / trophy. You are like a prize or like a trophy to a lot of people, just because, like I said, you're very picky or hard to get. You're not gonna go ahead and hang out with just anybody. If you don't like somebody's vibe, or if you don't like somebody's intentions, you're just gonna rather separate yourself from that. Spiritual and strong energy. I feel like you are a very spiritual type of person. I feel like you might be an empath, or maybe some kind of a healer, or maybe just be into spiritual things. I feel like you have a very strong energy, and people can feel that, and that's why people get intimidated, or view you as a mysterious type of person, or a deep type of person. It's because you are into esoteric things, or maybe you are just very spiritual. Let's get into the oracle cards. So I guess I'll start with the horse. I feel like you're somebody that's not scared to move on their own. I feel like, again, something about your hair, something about potentially curly hair. Maybe you put stuff in your hair. Maybe you put feathers in your hair. Maybe you like to braid your hair, or maybe you just like to put different things in your hair. I feel like you're a very good listener. I feel like you might be one of those type of people that isn't a big talker, but is very much paying attention. So you don't just listen to people, you hear people. Or is it what? You don't hear people, you listen to people? It's like you pay very close attention to body movements and to how people are like acting and to what people say. You're somebody that's very good at reading between the lines. You're very good at seeing people's intentions. You might be very good at like seeing through people. Like if somebody's lying to you, you might be very good at detecting those lies. There's something about your senses, about your six senses, right? And I feel like people can feel that. I feel like you're very spiritual. I feel like you're very good with your intuition, right? We all have 5 senses that we have like physical, but then we have the 6th sense that is more spiritual, and I feel like you're very connected to that sense. Something about your eyes, you might have really good like good big eyes, or you might have like what are they called, almond eyes. I feel like something about your eyes, people really like your eyes, whether they're colored or not colored, even if they're just brown. There's something about having some kind of an intense stare. I feel like you're not scared about moving on your own, or like scared to move towards things that you like. I feel like you're somebody that likes to chase their dreams regardless of what other people say, or chase the things that, you know, your intuition leads you to. Again, here with the moon on the forehead, right, on the 3rd eye, I feel like you're very spiritual, and maybe you're somebody that connects to like spiritual things better at night. I feel like maybe you might connect to spirit better at night, or maybe you might connect to some kind of creative talent better at night. You might be a better vessel at night. You might connect to the moon a lot. Now let's get into the first card, the Forest. Yeah, so the Forest and the Medallion. So like I was saying earlier, from here, it's like, yeah, with the Forest, you're very mysterious, very deep, very layered type of individual. It reminds me of Shrek when he says that he's like an onion, right? You peel back the layers. Each time you went ahead and thought you found, like you figured the person out, there's just a new layer to this person. Oh, I thought this person was really into like music, and then I figured out they're really into cars, and then I figured out they're really into animals, and then I figured out they're really into this other thing. It just feels like you're just somebody with a lot of interests, and people kind of like see that over time, that you're just not a very surface level type of person. You can get very deep, and I feel like you might be very much into like esoteric things, or like more mysterious type of things. Maybe you're into like dramas, or maybe you're into like crime type of TV shows. Man, it's really hot out here. People see you also as some kind of a prize. I feel like I said earlier, like you're very hard to get to know, or like you're not somebody that's like just gonna tell your secrets or tell your emotions to just anybody. I feel like people feel like they have to really try if they want to go ahead and be a part of your life. You're not somebody that just lets people in very easily. You might be somebody that likes their solitude, or maybe somebody that likes to be alone or likes their alone time. I'm not saying you can't be a extroverted type of person, but I'm just saying like you're somebody that likes to learn, somebody that likes to read, or maybe that's just how people view you, somebody that likes to learn and expand their mind. Again, I'm getting like trophy wife or trophy husband. People just view you as like husband or wife material. People view you as somebody that's very deep when it comes to connections, maybe very romantic. Something about rooted. Maybe people view you as a very rooted individual. Maybe people just feel like you got your shit together. People view you as somebody that would be like a great mom or a great dad for some reason. Maybe you're very connected to your heart space, because on the Forest card, I'm very much focusing on the color pink and the color green, which to me kind of focuses on like the heart chakra. Like I said earlier, you might be very good with communication, something about talking. Maybe you like to go ahead and say some random facts, or maybe you just go ahead and talk about the things that you are learning. Like if you're reading a book, you might go ahead and end up telling your friends or your family about whatever it is that you're reading on the book, and be able to communicate it in like a very good way. I feel like even if you haven't gone to school or to college, people view you as a very educated type of person. I feel like people just view you as a winner. People just view you as somebody that's going to be successful in their life if you're not successful already in some kind of a way. I feel like people view you as reaching towards your dreams or towards your aspirations or towards some kind of a prize too. I feel like people view you as somebody that's going to make their dreams come true for whatever reason, right? Whether it's because you're very focused on it, whether it's because you're very talented at something. I just feel like people view you as somebody that's going to achieve their dreams in this lifetime. Again, here with the Knight of Wands, again, there's a horse there. Maybe you're into horses. Maybe people view you as a Sagittarius, like very into like philosophy or into like psychology. Maybe you're really like into like how people work. Like I said, you might be good at reading people's body language, or maybe you are just very good with your sixth sense and like kind of can see through people and tell if people are like telling the truth or if they're lying. People might also view you as like moving to the beat of your own drum. Maybe they view you as very bohemian. Bohemian in the sense of that you would rather focus on like creative things, creative tasks, rather than like conforming to societal norms. It's like you're very much in your own energy. Like if you feel like doing something, you're gonna do that because you feel like doing it. Even if everybody else tells you not to go that way, they're like, no, you have to do something more conventional. You're like, no, I'm going to move the other way because that's where my intuition is leading me, because that's where my soul lies, because I want to wake up in the morning and feel like I'm alive, not wake up in the morning and feel like I'm dead and have to go and do something. Yeah, you might be a fire sign, or you might have a lot of fire sign placements in your chart just because people view you as a very creative individual. I'm picturing somebody painting on a canvas, and I'm hearing the song, starts with an A. I can't, maybe is it Apparently by J. Cole, where he says, I got a canvas and I'm going to paint it how I want to paint it. So I feel like you're somebody that just paints their life in the way that they want. You're somebody that's very creative, somebody that's very passionate, somebody that might be very scary to anger. I'm getting something about you don't want to mess with this person, you don't want to anger this person, they don't mess around type of energy. Yeah, you're just very creative. You have a very creative mind. I feel like again, you're somebody with a lot of ideas. You might be somebody that comes up with a lot of ideas and a lot of like creative ideas because you're meant to go ahead and chase it. You're meant to go ahead and follow it. I feel like you already do that anyways, but there's something about like rebellion or like a revolution with the way that you go ahead and talk about yourself or your music or your art. There's something about connection to like Tupac and Bob Marley on how they wanted to go ahead and like change the world. Or I get this quote by Tupac where he said like, maybe I'm not the one that's going to change the world, but my art is going to spark something in somebody that's going to end up changing the world. So I feel like you have that like energy where you have like some kind of a rebellion or some kind of like a nonconformist type of energy, or at least that's how people view you, and they view that as very attractive. Something about you not being like the rest. Yeah, you have a very active mind. People view you as very intelligent or just having really good advice. People view you as an old soul. I feel like people could go ahead and like, for example, this card, it almost feels like people could try to go and like read your mind or go into your mind, but they would never really get to know the full you. I feel like you just like are ever expanding, ever learning. I feel like nobody could really get to know the real you if they even tried for a whole lifetime. If somebody knew you from birth all the way to like the end of your life, they'd be like, dang, there was so much still to uncover about this person. This person was just so smart or so creative or had so many different ideas. They were ahead of their time type energy, right? Yeah, I feel like people view you as somebody that they want to work with or collaborate with. I feel like people view you very much as a leader, somebody that can go ahead and like lead a lot of people just because of the way that you're so passionate. I feel like you're somebody that would go ahead and do something for the art rather than for yourself. Like you're not really focused on the money. Not saying you don't like money. I'm not saying money is a bad thing. I'm just saying like you're somebody that would rather focus on the creation of something rather than focus on what you're going to get for the creation of it, right? You're somebody that's more focused on the outcome of the creation. You're trying to go ahead and do something to completion. You're not too focused on what's going to come from it, because I feel like you are very intuitive and you already know that if you put your all into this, like you're going to get some kind of reward in the end. And people also view you as somebody that's very lucky. You might be very connected to like Sagittarius or to Jupiter in some kind of a way. You have it in your placements, you have it in some kind of a house, right? And it's projected. People view you as very lucky. I'm getting that song by Joyner Lucas and Eminem, Lucky Is it lucky you or lucky me? Something to that extent, right? It's just people view you as very lucky. They're like, anything that you touch, you have some kind of a Midas touch, because you genuinely put passion and effort and you care for the things that you go ahead and do. So people view you as very lucky, even though that's not the case. It's just that you put a lot of work into whatever it is that you're doing. You put a lot of passion. Yeah, I'm picturing some red dice. So maybe you are just a lucky person in general. Maybe you go and play the lottery and you win, or maybe you go ahead and play board games and you're very good at winning, something to that extent. I'm also getting from the Ace of Swords here with the stairs climbing from the bottom of her all the way up. So I feel like you're somebody that's not scared to take steps. You're not someone that's scared to start from the bottom. You're not scared to go ahead and try to follow something or chase something from the bottom up. I'm getting 0 to 100 by I was gonna say Eminem, but 0 to 100 by Drake. You're also somebody that's a master manifester, because you know how to put work, you know how to put effort behind whatever it is that you're chasing here, right? It's like you put effort, you put time into whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, and it's going to come to a reality because of all that time and all that effort that you put into it, right? You put a lot of time, energy, blood, sweat, tears into whatever projects that you work on, and that's why you see a lot of success. People might consider you as lucky, but that's because they don't see what you do in the gym. I don't remember who said it, but it was a basketball player that said, you can't really judge me for whatever it is that I do on the court, because you don't play to the extent that I play to, and because you don't see all of the work that I put in training at the gym, all the hours that I put into this. You can't really judge me, you can't really criticize me, because you don't do the same. You don't put all this work towards whatever it is that you're doing. So unless you do the same, that's when you can judge me. So that's kind of like the energy that you're on. Is like, you can't judge me for whatever it is that I'm getting, and you can't really call me lucky because of all the time and effort that I have been putting in the gym. Even if it's not a gym, it's just a metaphor, right? I think that's where I'm going to leave this pile. If it did resonate with you, I would greatly appreciate if you left a like, if you subscribed, if you shared it with your friends, if you would go ahead and just like it, right? Leave a comment, whatever it is. Let me know if it resonated with you in any kind of a way. Other than that, if you would like to donate, links in the bio. If you would like to book a reading, also links in the bio. My Etsy, my Instagram, my email, whichever way you want to contact me. Other than that, I'm gonna go on to pile number 2. If you went ahead and picked pile 2 or the peacock, then you made it to the right pile. I'm going to first get into what I got from the oracle cards, and then I'm going to pick some tarot to see what it is that people find attractive about you. Before I do that, I am going to say things that I channeled while I was picking the oracle cards. So what is it that they find attractive about pile 2? Pile 2, you might be a tomboy, or you might be a man's man, depending on your gender. You might be into into nature or into the outdoors, or maybe you're just very natural, right? Good at reading people. You might be very good at reading people. Deer. So I was picturing deer while I was getting the oracle cards. So that just to me might mean like you're very outdoorsy, or you're very like nurturing, you're very caring. You might be really good with kids. You might be seen as a father figure or as a mother figure. Even when it comes to like people your age, they might be like, this person is very mature for their age. Not what? Oh, not scared or tough. So people might view you as somebody that's not scared of a challenge. You might be very tough in nature. Might be somebody that people don't want to mess around with, because they view you as somebody that could beat them up for some reason. You might be very muscular if you're a guy, or if you're a girl, you're just somebody that doesn't take shit. Beauty and the Beast. So it's, yeah, again, you're like very beautiful. People like to stare at you. You're somebody that's very beautiful just in general, but you're also somebody that people shouldn't mess with, or people view as, I don't want to mess with them, because they view you as somebody that could hurt them emotionally or beat them up in some kind of a way, right? You're not scared of people. All eyes on me. So yeah, it's like that song from Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Is like, you just get a lot of eyes, you get a lot of attention, whether it be because of your personality or it's because you're very good looking. Attracts attention. You're somebody that attracts a lot of attention. You get a lot of people staring at you. Maybe when you go to the grocery store, to the gym, just go out to the club, or do whatever you're doing, right? Wherever you go out, you just get a lot of attention. Not scared to work, not scared to get dirty. Yeah, like I said, you could be a tomboy or a man's man. You're not scared to get dirty. You're not scared to repair things. You're not scared to get down and dirty. You're not scared to go ahead and work out and get sweaty. You're somebody that's just, you know, willing to put the work in, blood, sweat, tears. With the lawnmower like going on in the background, I hope that doesn't mess up the audio too much, but like again, I'm just getting somebody that's not scared to go ahead and do outdoorsy things, somebody that's very like tomboyish, very man's man, not scared to go ahead and do outdoor things, not scared to get dirty, not scared to go ATVing, not scared to get a little mud on them. And again, with the peacock, very attractive, lots of eyes, lots of eyes. We're here with the blue and the green. Again, you're very much connected to nature, connected to your heart chakra. With the peacock is somebody that just inherently shows off, right? Somebody that, you know, you go out to the club, you go out to the grocery store, maybe you smell good, people notice that, people view you as somebody that likes nice things, people almost view you as bougie. For some reason, I'm getting bad and bougie. By the Migos and Lil Uzi Vert. So yeah, people view you as very attractive. Even if you don't find yourself attractive, other people view you as very attractive. The Bardo. And we got the Underworld. So yeah, I'm just getting again that you're very beautiful, and that people view you as somebody that's very outdoorsy. People might view you as somebody that's very connected to their heart chakra, somebody that's also potentially psychic in some kind of a way. I'm getting mediumship. You might be good at connecting with people who have already passed, or with spirit guides or ancestors or universe. I'm also getting something about remote viewing. You might be somebody that's good at remote viewing. I don't know why people would think that, but that's just something that's coming out. I feel like you're somebody that's not scared to deal with like harsh things. I feel like you're somebody that's been through a lot. I'm hearing, I've been through a lot, so don't try to stop me. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I think that's a song by Lil Yachty, Rich the Kid, and Young Thug. Yeah, it's like you're somebody that's not scared to go through tough like challenges or obstacles. I'm picturing somebody climbing up a mountain and having a hard time, but they're not giving up and they're gonna reach the pinnacle. Again, with the underworld, you're somebody that's been through shit. You've been through the dirt. You've been through a lot of hard things, but that hasn't stopped you. That hasn't tied you down. You're not somebody that's just going to sit in a hole. Yeah, this is what I was picturing while I was shuffling. I forgot for a second, but it was this pile where it's like somebody is in a grave or somebody is in a hole, right? Some people might try to get out and then just give up and just sit in the hole and wait for somebody to come and get them, but you're not that type of person. You're that person that's going to try to climb the hole until they literally have no more energy. You're going to try to get out of that hole regardless of how long it takes, of how much effort and time it's going to take you, but you're going to get out of that hole just because you are a very strong individual. People view you as somebody that's not willing to give up, somebody that's very strong, very hard-headed, somebody with like quick wit, and again, that attracts a lot of people's attention towards you because you're a very strong person. Like I said, Beauty and the Beast. Let me go ahead and get some tarot cards to see what else it is that people find attractive about you. I got your nose. For some of you, you might have a very cute nose or a very big nose. Something about your nose people find attractive. Something about your lips people find very attractive, regardless if it's the color of lipstick that you use or the lip gloss, or if it's just the way that you talk or just the way that they're like, just the way your lips are. Something about your lips are very attractive. Something about your bone structure, something about your face. I feel like you're very much somebody that's connected to their emotions, or somebody that's very emotionally intelligent. You might be somebody that has meditated a lot, or maybe just the fact that you've been through a lot of things has made you more like emotionally intelligent. I feel like you're somebody that's like able to regenerate off of like very hard times. You could be a water sign, or you have a lot of water sign placements. People just view you as somebody that's like not gonna get very like emotional very easily, somebody that's like able to control their emotions even in the hardest times. Like if somebody's making fun of you, or if somebody's like bullying you or going against you in some kind of a way, you're not somebody that's just gonna go from 0 to 100 real quick. You're somebody that's gonna be calm throughout the whole situation. You're gonna be nice throughout the whole situation. You're very connected to your heart space. Again, I said like you're very nurturing, you're very caring. I feel like you make people feel like family. I feel like people connect to you very closely, very deeply, very quickly. You might be somebody with a green thumb. Maybe you're a farmer. Maybe you know how to go ahead and cultivate plants. Maybe you just like plants a lot. Again, you're just very connected to your heart space. I feel like you're very kind, very caring. You're not somebody to piss off, but at the same time, it's like if they're nice to you, you're gonna be very caring, very nice. I feel like if somebody's going through a very tough time, you're the type of person that's gonna try to help them through it. You're somebody that cares about your friends and about your family, very family orientated. Again, very connected to your emotions, and people find that very attractive. Something about your arms, if you're a guy, you could be very defined, very muscular. Something about your hands, maybe you work with wood, maybe you work in writing, maybe you work at painting. Something about your hands, either you have very attractive hands, maybe you have healing hands. Something about being able to help people through their emotions. Maybe you're like maybe you're an empath in some kind of a way, or maybe you're just very good at like helping people see different perspectives and just kind of like help them through their emotions. Maybe you're a therapist of some kind, or maybe that's just how people view you. Like I said, you're very much a mom or a dad to the group. Regardless if you're like regardless if it's family or friends, people view you as like a mother figure or a father figure. And you're not scared to go ahead and change direction. I feel like if you feel like you are not like, I feel like once you feel emotionally drained, or if you feel like people are toxic, you're not scared to go ahead and change direction and move a different way, or try to go ahead and make different friends. I feel like people view you as somebody that's not scared to go ahead and cut people out of their lives. Something about your feet, right? Maybe you're very grounded. Maybe you're very connected to your root chakra. People view you as a very grounded individual, very calm individual. Some people might even wonder if you smoke weed, because you always seem so calm for some reason. I'm getting people might, like if there are people that smoke around you, they're like, hey, I want to smoke with them. I think they're very cool. I think they're very calm. I think they're very grounded. Something about the color red. So yeah, the root chakra, you might be very grounded. You might be very authoritative. You might be very stable. You might be somebody that's very slow moving, but it's only because you're trying to calculate, right? It's like somebody playing chess. I feel like you're not somebody that's quick to anger, but once you do get angry, you're somebody that's very angry and people get very scared. I feel like you're very much somebody that people are scared to like get angry, again, because they view you as a father figure or a mother figure. You're very authoritative, and very calculated. People find that very attractive. You might dress up really good too. Like maybe you're not somebody that dresses up all the time, just because you are kind of tomboyish, or very outdoorsy. So you might not dress up to be, doing outdoorsy things or to be gardening. But I feel like whenever you go out to the club, or whenever you go out for whatever reason, right? I feel like you dress up really nice and people notice that. You might be very connected to spiritual things. Again, I'm just getting that you're somebody that's very like able to connect with people. I feel like a lot of people want to be your friend or want to be your best friend. I feel like a lot of people reminisce towards times, like to good times in your past. Again, I'm getting very caring, very nurturing. People really want to get to be your friend just because they view you as somebody that's very valuable in their life, because you're very like in tune to your emotions. People like to focus on the good times. You have people reminiscing constantly. Again, something about the color red. I feel like you're somebody that's not scared to get deep or to be very deep emotionally. I feel like you might be very passionate, very romantic. You might write poetry, again, something with your hands. I feel like you're a lot of people's like dream person. I feel like people view you as marriage material, like their dream husband or their dream like wife. I feel like a lot of people picture to like what your kids would look like, or what a family with you would look like. Again, I'm just getting somebody hugging people. I feel like you're very caring, very nurturing, somebody that's not scared to go ahead and like connect, vulnerable. Again, I'm getting 444, so again, you're viewed as somebody that's very stable or very grounded or very like, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but again, very stable, very grounded, somebody that's not like easily swayed. Like if you were a skyscraper, you couldn't be moved by the wind. Like you would be very like solidified. I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave pile 2, but if that did resonate, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe, leave a follow, leave a comment if you want to book a reading. I do have my Instagram down below. I also have my Etsy. If you want to go ahead and email me, that's down there too. If you went ahead and picked pile 3, the vulture, then this is your reading for what it is that they find attractive about you. If this does connect with you in any kind of way, don't forget to subscribe, like, follow. I'm very greatly appreciative of anybody who has liked, commented, followed, donated, anything. But other than, let's get into pile 3. First, I'm going to say what I wrote while I was channeling, and then I'm going to get into the oracle, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick some tarot. So first off, you've been through a lot. You're very strong and courageous. Little light of mine. You're a leader. You might be a loner. You're very good at transmuting energy. You stand your own ground. Is able to change your own circumstances. So that's what people find very attractive about you. So yeah, with the vulture is someone that, for example, like, an animal kills an animal, and then they eat what they can of the animal, and then whatever's left over is picked up by the vulture. And the vulture is seen as a kind of a ugly bird, but it's a very necessary bird in the ecosystem. It's somebody that's willing to go ahead and pick off all the stuff left over from the carcass in order for it to not spread diseases and different like bad things like that. So I feel like you're somebody that's very like good under pressure. You might be a diamond, right? Somebody that's very good under pressure. You might be somebody that's seen as being able to like carry a lot on their shoulders and still make it through. I feel like you're somebody that's very good with change. I feel like you're somebody that is seen almost as like somebody that's not scared to go ahead and do like the dirty work or the rough things, or not scared to go towards the very scary challenges. I feel like you're somebody that's very good at transmuting energy. So if you were somebody that gets a lot of hate or a lot of like of negative attention, you somehow transmute it and make the most like positive situation out of it. And I feel like you're very necessary. I feel like you're somebody that's very good at like transmuting like people's energy too. Like if somebody's feeling down or depressed, you're very good at like helping them see like an optimistic type of view. I feel like you're somebody that's very good at changing people too. You might be very good with like motivational speaking or something like that. For some reason, that's what I'm getting. Thanos. So that represents death. Thanos represents death, so you could be somebody that works with people who are dying. You could be some kind of a nurse. You could be some kind of doctor, nurse, spiritual healer, good with Reiki, good with acupuncture, good with chiropractic type things. You could be very good at some kind of energy healing. I feel like you're very good at helping people deal with like bad things. Again, you might be somebody that helps like people going through like terminal diseases like cancer, or like I forgot what's the name of the other one. I'm not gonna say diseases just because I feel like it's weird, but yeah, I feel like you're somebody that's very good at like connecting with people who are dealing with like very heavy situations for some reason. agape. So that's funny, because to me, agape represents desires, represents lights, represents being able to see um, what it is that somebody's soul craves. I feel like you're somebody that helps people see the light. I feel like you're somebody that helps people. You could be very good at helping people through transitional periods of their time. It doesn't have to be physical death. It can be just be like somebody's going through a transformation and they feel like they hit rock bottom. You're somebody that's very good at helping people see the light and transmute their energy into like seeing different desires, different aspirations, helping them lead towards like their goals and the things that they truly want in life. I feel like you're somebody that people look again to for like encouragement. Maybe you have a heavy presence online. Maybe you are a motivational speaker. You're somebody that people look to for like encouragement. I feel like because people view you as somebody that has been through a lot, they're like, if they've been through so much and they're still so strong and they're standing with their head up high, maybe I can too, right? People view you as somebody to go to when they feel like they're down and out. You know, for some reason I'm getting like what was it? It was Tyson Fury versus, I forgot his name. But it was basically Tyson Fury got knocked down and everybody thought that he was down and out, and then he just rose up at the count of like 9 or 10 and he kept on going and he ended up winning the fight. So I feel like you're somebody that just doesn't give up. You're somebody that's willing to win the fight regardless of how much stuff you've gone through, regardless of how hard the circumstances is. You're somebody that goes and deals with pressure so good. You're somebody that makes diamonds out of the pressure that you end up, being in. Yeah, you're somebody that doesn't care about what people look like. You don't care about people's ethnicities. You don't care about how people look, what people have, what people are dealing with. It's like you're somebody that has been through a lot, so you kind of relate to like a very wide like group of people. Like you're not somebody that just like hangs out with one group of people. You're willing to hang out with anybody or talk to anybody, regardless if they're dealing with like addiction, regardless if they're addicting. Maybe you're very addicting, regardless if they have like some kind of different spiritual values, religious type of values. You're somebody that's willing to connect to anybody, regardless of how they look like, where they came from, what it is that they do. You're not scared to connect with people, and that's what's very like I was gonna say aspiring. Maybe people aspire to be like you, but that's what people find very attractive about you. It's just like you're very kind, you're very nice to everybody that you meet. It's like for some reason I'm getting the analogy of like, if you really want to get to know somebody and if they're a good person, look for how they connect with people that don't bring them anything, right? For example, if you go to like a restaurant, it's how you treat the waiter. I feel like you just treat the waiter with respect. I feel like you're very kind and nurturing to a lot of people because of all the things that you've been through, regardless of age, regardless of ethnicity, skin color, background, religion. You're just very caring, very nurturing, very respectful to everybody. Yeah, you're somebody that people view as very good with change, somebody that's not scared to step into the unknown, to start things that they know nothing about, learn about things that they know nothing about, somebody that's willing to jump off the cliff and see where you land, right? You might be seen as very spiritual or very healing. Again, you might work in the medical field or something. People view you as very caring, very nurturing. Maybe you, a hospice? Maybe you help people that are dying or something to that extent. Maybe you're a nurse or a doctor or something. Because when I was getting death, it's also death, but not physical death. It just feels like you're very good at connecting with like people that are going through very tough times. I feel like you help people deal with very heavy loads for some reason. You spread a lot of love. People like you because you spread a lot of love. Yeah, people feel like you're just a very abundant person, a very caring person, a very loving person, somebody that's not scared to give, somebody that might be very charitable, somebody that might go ahead and help people in some kind of a way, right? And people find that very attractive. You're very community based. Maybe you're very good with kids. Maybe you do something with kids. Maybe you're a teacher or something. It's just people view you as a very like valuable part of the community, very valuable part of the hospital, very valuable part of the family, very valuable in whatever it is that you do. It's like, I don't know what we would do without this person type of energy. Yeah, it's like you help people transmute their energy into like negativity, into positivity. You help people that feel alone. Maybe it's because you felt that in the past. I feel like you've gone through a lot in your life in order to help people that are going through a lot in this life, right? I feel like you're somebody that's very good at helping people see different types of perspective. I feel like you might have also been in the past somebody that was also very low and very like depressed, or maybe you were in a very time that you felt like everything was down and out, but that only helped you in the long run. I feel like people view you as somebody that's also very like calculated, very authoritative, very like good with the way that you speak. It's almost like you don't take no for an answer. Like when people are saying, I don't know why I keep getting like, for some reason, like you help like sick people, like in the sense when they're like, no, I think it's done, I think it's over, I think I'm gonna give up. You're like, no, you're not gonna give up, you're gonna keep on going. Like you're that type of person. For some reason, that's what I'm getting. You help people like see the light. You help people see a different perspective. You help bring optimism into people's lives. I feel like you're very good at transitioning people's emotions. For some reason, that's what I'm getting, that people view you as very attractive. Like I said, I'm not really looking for physical traits. If they come out, they come out. But I feel like you're just somebody that's very very caring, very nurturing, but it's like to everybody, and especially to those that are going through a very hard time. I'm gonna go ahead and get like 2 or 3 more cards, and then I'm going to end out and close out the reading. So you got the Phoenix, high speed, full speed ahead, higher self, deep dive, and hive mind / soul tribe, and fox spirit. So yeah, with fox spirit being underneath the deck, is you're very caring, you're very nurturing, you're very good at connecting with people. With the Phoenix, you're just somebody that's risen from the ashes. Like I said, you've been through a lot. For some reason, I view you as somebody that has been through so much stuff that's why you're so good at connecting with other people. With full speed ahead and higher self, you're somebody that has connected with your higher self, that has connected with like spirit and with ancestors. You're somebody that might be into esoteric things, or you just might be very psychic or very spiritual, very empathic, and that's why you're so good at dealing with this kind of situations. You're somebody that has been like diving deep. You're somebody that's been like you might be somebody that's into astrology, into tarot, into different like esoteric type of things. I feel like you're somebody that just is willing to get very deep with people, very vulnerable with people, and I feel like you're very good at connecting with individuals, and a lot of people view you as being part of their soul tribe, being part of their community, being a vital part of the community. And that's what people find so attractive about you, is you're not scared to help people. You're not somebody that just goes ahead and leaves people out in the cold. You're somebody that's willing to go ahead and like warm them up when they feel very cold and left out. You might be also somebody that, for example, if you're playing board games, or if you're playing some kind of a game, or if you're like having some kind of a conversation, or you're doing some kind of an activity, if you see anybody that feels left out, like you kind of like draw them in, you call them in, you tell them, come on man, let's play, or come on, let's go ahead and do this, or hey, be a part of the conversation. Like you don't like when people feel left out. Maybe that's because you felt like that in some time, like in your childhood or in your past for some reason. I think that's where I'm going to leave this reading. But if it did connect with you, if it did resonate with you, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share. Those are the main things that I would prefer you to do to go ahead and help my channel grow. If it did feel like it connected with you in any kind of way, if you would like to support me furthermore, and you would like to donate, that's cool too. I have links down in the bio. You don't have to. Other than that, if you want to go ahead and book a reading, I do have my Etsy link, my email email and my Instagram down below. So if you would like to do that, I appreciate it. Other than that, thank you for listening to the reading or readings, whichever one, right? If you connected to more than one pile. Other than that, that's where I'm going to leave this. Thank you for watching.